3 most important things you look for in a woman?
Character. Their views on. I'm gonna have to go with like religious views and all that. That's important to me, and of course looks.
So before you even get into a relationship, those are.
I think looks will get you in the door. You know, of course, you ain't gonna just look at the ugly woman and be like, man, you know what I'm saying? So
Correct.
I think looks is very important, but of course, character and really. What I look at too is if they'll be a good mother or not. Okay. You can kind of tell by their characteristics. Mm-hmm. You know,
so if she's nurturing.
Yeah, because if you think she'll be a shitty mother, you ain't gonna want to take her serious. You know what I'm saying? That's me, but I don't know about charisma.
Honesty, growth, and understanding.
Honesty. So before you got into any of your relationships, that's what you look for.
Yeah, I need to see if I can have a conversation with her and she's about growth. She understands that change is going to come, but you willing to grow with that person because you understand that it's going to happen in a relationship,
right? And
but just honesty.
But man, it's hard to. You don't know until you actually date them, though.
Exactly. That's why dating is important.
Exactly. That's why dating is important.
Without sex.
Without sex. Yeah.
With or without?
Without.
That's a tough one.
It's
easy. It's easy to say. It's easy to say.
I'm listening to what you're saying, Kyrie.
I ain't never done it, but
I'm not gonna act like I do that. That's why that's not even on the table for me. Because I'm not gonna sit and lie and act like I do that.
But I've never been in a relationship where I wanted it. So I always allowed the woman to say, "Look, if you want to wait till marriage, like you said in the conversation we had, then that's cool." And I've never been the one to admit it. But they've always been the one. And once I say no the first time, that second time, I'm not saying no the second, but it's been times where I've been called gay because I turned the girl down because and I was like, man, I don't barely even know you. But the second time I'm not turning you down again.
I think
so. They're allowed to turn us down, but we can't turn them down.
Nah, because it's not the norm. It's not the norm. If I was to turn down a woman trying to give me some, I'm just trying to give me some. Gotcha. I'm looked at as if you're weird. Mm-hmm. No, I'm trying to be respectful because I could really dog you out here.
Right.
But if I'm being respectful, take it as what it is. Just let me be the guy that my mother raised me to be. I'm simping right now.
I'm enjoying your conversation. I don't need that. I just want the conversation.
And what would you say your 3 are, Kyrie?
I would say spirituality, being mature, and I would say being honest.
Those are good. Now, do you think that, by the time you guys hit 40, that your standards will change?
Yes.
So do standards change based upon the stage that you're at in life, or do you kind of feel like, this is pretty much it for me?
Yeah.
I feel like the 3 that I gave don't change for me. I feel like I can add some due to the changes in life. I can always add to those 3, but those 3 will never change for me. I still need you to be, spiritual. I still need you to act mature. And I still need you to be always honest. I don't need those to change.
Right.
So with honesty,
one change for me. Outgoing used to be something I needed a woman who was outgoing. But now that I'm a father, I don't need a woman that's outgoing. I need a woman that can stay at the house.
Yeah.
Okay.
You just said
that's interesting. I like that.
Quickly, in 10 women, how many can stay home?
And
what I mean by that, how many can stay home? And what I mean by that is, they don't feel the need to have to go to the clubs, go to the bar, hang out all the time.
It's a phase. I feel like that's a phase of life. It depends on where you meet that person. If you meet that person and they're already out there like that, then expect that person to not be like that in the next 3
Are you sure about that? Because there's some guys out there that we all know, same way they were in high school, they've almost made no change.
I feel like that comes in learning the person, though. I feel like that comes in learning the person. If you can see that within you dating them, then she's not going to change. But over time, I feel like certain things and certain, experiences, they change you to where, okay, well, I don't have to, go. I kind of like laying up, on the couch with my guy at night. You know what I'm saying? Or, even with us, I like, chilling in the crib with my girl.
Right.
We can watch a movie,
right.
Pop some popcorn, drink some Stella Rosas.
Stella Rosas.
It's big right now.
For some women, I feel like, for the women that have had kids early, like the early 20s and stuff like that, I feel like they don't get the chance to experience that.
So they got to do it in reverse.
Yeah.
So when you get with them, oh yeah, I'm a homebody. But when they have somebody that can babysit them, they want to kind of get out there and have a little fun, which is understood.
They never got it out of their system.
And I feel like I deal with that a lot now because I'm coming up into my late 20s. Mm-hmm. And in my early 20s, I partied. I did what I wanted to do. I don't have kids, I'm not bound to anybody, so I always made my own moves. But now that I'm getting older and I'm looking to like slow down a little bit, it's like I come across a lot of girls who have kids and weren't able to do that. And now that their kids are a little bit older now and grandma can, watch them, and, they can be in the bed by a certain time, they go out now. And it's like, I ain't really feeling it, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I'm kind of like, it's crisscross for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Do men and women cheat and view it the same way?
No.
What's y'all's opinion? Why y'all say no? Why y'all say no? Give me the men, and then give me what y'all think about the women.
A man, like I feel like, man, we can honestly just go out there and have sex and have no feelings involved.
Uh-huh.
But I don't feel like that's the same way with women.
Okay.
I mean, there are some women out there that.
Because I was gonna say, I was like,
think just like men.
Yeah.
They don't. But,
you got some women out here.
I feel like that only comes from experiences, right? So if you have a hurt woman, right, that's a little bitter, that could be going through her own, or battling with her own demons, then she could be built just like you right now, right? So if I'm out here having sex, and I ain't got no emotions tied to it, then she could have learned from those experiences where she did have her emotions tied to it and say, oh, I'm not doing that again. Mm-hmm. Now she out here moving just like you.
Okay, I love that. Let me ask you a question. And I love that. Let me ask you a question while we're still on this point. When a woman is because I hear a lot of women say, well, anything you can do, I can do. And I can probably do it better. But here's my...
You better believe it.
But here's my question. What he just mentioned is true for probably 80% of men.
True.
To where we could have a sexual encounter with a woman and have no emotional ties to it. That's not something I don't think is necessarily trained. It's just kind of your nature as a man, right? I'm not debating whether it's good or bad, because I know a lot of people might be looking at this and talking about morals. I'm not talking about morals right now. I'm just talking about straight up this is the act.
Yeah.
When a woman, as you mentioned, has been hurt or gone through some things, and she's now taking on male-like tendencies, is that destroying her because it is not real? As opposed to where the guy, I don't have to pretend I'm not going to lose sleep when I do this.
Yes.
This is a natural thing.
She's
whereas
she's digging herself a deeper hole.
She's pretty much just acting like the person that hurt her. For the most part.
I feel like
20% of what?
Of the 80% of guys that can just do it and get up and go.
Okay, so you feel like you can't.
So you're
gonna get an attachment.
Saying you've never done that.
No, I've done it, but I just...
So you can.
I feel like... No, but I think you have a period. I can't do that.
I feel like there's phases. I feel like what you're saying, there's phases.
That's
like me right now, I can't do what I used to do.
Sure.
Because I'm burnt out on it. I don't want to do that stuff anymore.
Right.
Because I'm at a phase now where I want stability. I want substance, When I was younger, I wasn't looking for substance. I was looking to have fun.
I can't do that now. I can't.
Exactly.
I can't sleep with a woman and then just get up. No, it's more to me than just a quick fix.
So
more involved.
So a double standard here is men have almost always had a rotation, right? But now women have rotations.
I feel like they...
Is it viewed the same way though?
You gotta respect the game, man.
Okay. So let me ask you this question, right? So if you get caught, let's say you're in high school or you're in college, and the ladies are saying, "Oh, you're a hoe." Are you insulted, or is it a compliment? You're smiling.
It's a compliment. It's a compliment.
I take that as offense because you don't know me.
I'm just saying, generally speaking, though, Ross, when a guy gets called a hoe for moving around, is he offended? Are most guys offended, or is this a compliment?
No, we happy. We like, yeah.
I don't think. For me, I've never took that as a compliment. Because it's like, okay.
What about when your homeboys be like, yeah, this dude get all the girls. Da, da, da,
yeah, well, and I'm just talking about from the general. I'm talking generally.
Here's the thing. I could be getting all the girls. I could be entertaining. I mean, I had sex with all of them.
Yeah. Well, let's say that a guy is. Okay. Let's say that a guy, he has a rotation. Okay. Right? Mm-hmm. And he's been known to get around with the girls. And the girls are calling him a hoe. Does a guy do most guys get offended by this language the way a female would get offended if she was called a hoe?
No.
So then there's a double standard that they don't necessarily like. That if I have a rotation, it's got to be quiet. I can't say this out loud because if I get exposed and I get called this and that by my peers or by the opposite sex, I'm taking it as an insult. Mm-hmm. But as Trell just said, if Kyron calls Trell a hoe, he's going to say, I appreciate you, bro.
Hey, I'm not going to say that. I'm never going to say that.
Well, I'm just saying in most cases, you've never, guys talk about being a pimp, this and that. It's like our society encourages certain things. Mm-hmm. But what I think is dangerous is when a young lady starts to say to herself, I can do what a man can do without destroying myself.
That's a lie.
I don't. Yeah,
because that's a lie.
Yeah, because I've seen women. I've literally seen women be like, "Yeah, look how many dudes I got in my phone." Da, 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 da. And I just be like, "Oh, okay, Or
does body count matter to y'all?
No, not to me.
I'm gonna just say this, man. When I get a car, I just don't like it to have high mileage.
Women aren't cars.
Well said.
Women are not cars.
I get the point you're making.
It matters to me.
Look, man. So if you find out, hold up. It was a girl I was.
Why do you care?
It was a girl I was messing with.
Because it shows how much she values herself.
Oh, that's a good way to look at it.
Listen, I feel like there are women out here who either did or did not have proper guidance.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I am not going to fault you for having improper guidance. Now, when you get that proper guidance and you decide to change, then you're a totally different person in the mind.
Is that a red flag, though? The body count?
No.
It's no red flag?
Not for me.
It means nothing for your future?
No. Listen.
So how do you determine whether she's got that guidance or not? How are you going to
do it? The way she treats me.
What does that have to do with body count?
Who cares about I don't really care about the body count.
So that doesn't.
I'm not even going to ask what your body count is. I feel like that's a simple thing to do.
So as far as trust goes and what she might be doing, you don't attach them together at all?
No.
Okay.
I just think it's about value.
Huh?
Value.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely get where both of you are coming from.
I feel like value is how you view her. Now, if you're gonna judge her off her past, then she can judge you off yours too.
But she gotta view herself. She gotta view herself as a top priority.
So you mean to tell me that you can get with a woman and you done had plethora of different females, and she gonna say, "I don't want that."
That's her prerogative.
Okay, but here I love this. Let me ask you a question though, Kyron. If a woman has 5 kids, 5 different baby fathers, you accept that?
No.
But she's a different person.
Hold on, here's the thing.
She's grown from that.
Wait, we're talking about body count and having baby fathers and kids. It's 2 different things. If she has just a body count.
He mentioned value and how you value yourself. The only difference is she didn't get pregnant.
Exactly.
So that would be the...
That's what differentiates. That's what...
Just...
What if she did and what?
And
he's saying
abortion.
Yeah.
Got an abortion.
Ejected the baby.
That weird.
Hopefully we have that conversation.
Yeah, because that changes.
That's a whole different.
Yeah, that changes things.
So
deeper.
But knowledge does too.
The acts of how you move and what you're doing is what makes the difference for me. Like you can be out here and have what they call a hoe phase. I don't give a, I don't care. But when you start laying up and having kids and having all these different baby fathers, now you're trying to add me into the equation of your mess that you've made.
Playing on another dude's save game.
I'm not here to save you. I'm not a savior. I'm not a fixer. Don't add me to that. That's why I can't accept that. But if you just have a body count, I don't care. Are you clean when you get to me? That's all I care about.
Okay, I love this. I love this, Karen. But I want to deep because I think Ross wants to dive into it too. I want to ask you a question. So let's take this scenario here. Okay, now run with the scenario. You're in Dallas.
Okay.
She's had her phase, right? And a lot of the times when and I think it's unfortunate. A lot of the times when young women, once again, I do believe it's a double standard, but it is so. A lot of the times when women are younger. This guy takes this scenario. I think he's on the Fresh and Fit podcast. I can't remember his name, but they take this scenario where young women, there's a candy shop, and they're led into the candy shop at 18. Have you heard this before? They're led into the candy shop when they're 18. So from the time they're 18, they're in the candy shop. But the males, which is you guys aren't allowed into the candy shop, right? Women are born with their value. You have to create yours. So because the 18-year-old, the 21-year-old, she's getting in these clubs that you can't get in. And you guys already know what I'm talking about. She has access to things that you don't. So she's been in this candy shop for the past, let's just say 15, 20 years. You finally hit 32, 33. You have finally created your value. So now they finally let you in the candy shop. Meanwhile, she's been in this candy shop the whole time, eating Snickers, eating Butterfingers. She's trying different types of candies. She's throwing away candy and saying and thinking, I don't like this type of candy. I like this kind of candy better. She's determining what she wants. She's figuring it out in this candy store. Meanwhile, you don't even know what candy tastes like. So then at 30 or whatever, when you finally develop yourself, you enter the candy shop. Candy shop you've been waiting to get into since you were 18. So when you get into the candy shop, you lose your damn mind. You're eating you're eating pieces of candy that she threw away. You're eating everything. And she's looking at you like, what is wrong with this dude? Control yourself. Easy for you to say. You've been in this candy shop since you got out of high school. I'm 29, 30. I'm just walking into the candy store. So when it comes to a double standard, young ladies are able to kind of run around and act wild because they have, especially if they're good looking, they have access to certain things. They have access to older men. You don't have access to anything, right? All right, so you're at a restaurant with your girl. Now, mind you, she's got a body count, assuming she just lives in Dallas, right? So she lives in Dallas. She's got a massive body count. And you're at a restaurant and you're with your lady. And you start to, she starts to see guys that she notices that's making her uncomfortable. Does body count matter whenever other individuals might be in the room that may be familiar with her in that kind of way? It's like almost like, not to compare a lady to a stripper, but if you got a high body count and a lot of dudes have seen you, as a stripper, you've been stripping, is it going to make you feel any kind of way that, man, everyone's seen you in this kind of way? Is it special anymore? Is there any value, as Ross was saying, is there any value to you anymore? And then I do understand that, let's say maybe she's changed, but will it still play with you a little bit? The fact that, man, everywhere we go, people know you. And I mean, I know that was your past, but man, maybe do we need to move to another city because you're my pride in a sense.
Another state.
You're my pride in a sense, and there's nothing, everybody's eating at this restaurant. If a few dudes eating at this restaurant, that's fine, but this restaurant's full.
Here's my thing. Dallas is huge, right?
Right.
Now,
Smaller than you think.
Hold on. The cities inside of Dallas is what makes it. It's what makes it count, right? So, say for instance, I'm from Oak Cliff.
Okay.
Now, if every time we go somewhere in Oak Cliff, everybody knows you for that, I'm looking at you like,
you gotta leave.
girl. You went to SOC, Carter, Zoom. I mean, you went everywhere. You went everywhere. Like, you know, everybody knows you. Everybody's had that in Oak Cliff. It's different from if they know you from Richardson or if they know you from Arlington. You know, just the Dallas-Fort Worth, the whole Metroplex. That's different. You know, but if everybody know you in Oak Cliff for that, it becomes like you were really that loose, like loose. It's like you probably mess with dudes in the same crew.
So is it ever okay to wife up community property?
Nah,
it's a bad idea.
It's like dangerous master homie.
You gonna be everybody will be laughing at you, like,
right inside, right? Just kind of looking at you.
Yeah.
Okay, so now I want you guys to think about this question here. All right, now when it comes to marriage, all right, if you had to marry an individual outside of your race, who would it be and why? Now, let me set the tone for this question so you guys will know where I'm going with this. I want you to look at the attributes of different cultures, whether it's the Hispanic culture, the Black culture, the Asian culture, right? Think about these different type of cultures and from what you see and what you know of them and how you've observed them. If you had to date outside of your race, who would it be and why?
I'm gonna let y'all have this. I'm gonna be in the camera.
Let's tell some truth, guys. This is not to, and mind you, right? This is not to disrespect or say that you're not okay with it. Come on, Trell. This is not to say. I know it's a tough question, but this is not to say that.
Just not for the look. I love my black woman.
There you go. This has nothing to do with the women of your own race, culture, or anything like that. But this is just to maybe give ladies an idea as to some of the qualities of other cultures and races. Not to necessarily be like them, but to say, man, we value this because of this particular reason. Not that you should be exactly like them. Are you following what I'm saying, guys?
I get it.
Not to say that one is better than the other. By no means am I saying that.
Right.
By one more time. By no means am I saying that one race is better than the other just because you choose one. Okay, so the ladies that are watching this won't cut you if they see you in the street.
Okay, so I would have to say when I was talking with an Asian woman, we wasn't dating, but we was hanging out doing our thing. A lot of things that she was doing was catching me off guard. Like, dang, we're going into the mall. I don't have to buy you nothing. You buying everything for me. And everywhere we went, she was buying the food. I had to argue with her, like, no, let me buy it. And I'm gonna be honest, like when I'm with black women, they don't do those things. You gotta pay for everything. I hate to say that, but
it's okay. It's all right. It's a free table to be honest, right?
You know what I'm saying? So, when I was messing with this Asian woman, she wasn't like looking for me to pay for everything. And I never seen nothing like that because I usually just mess with black women.
Right.
And she was very, I'm not gonna say it's a good thing, but she was very submissive. Like whatever I said goes. Like, and I've never, when I would usually just mess with black women, it was never that. Ain't no submissive nothing. You know what I'm saying? So that was my experience. So I would probably say Asian.
Pause. The word I thank you, Troy. I love that. The word submissive. Let's be honest. Do you want a submissive woman? I'm not talking about a slave now.
All right.
Do you want a submissive woman?
Yes.
Say it one more time.
Yes, sir.
Now, a lot of women, as Esteban said once before, that's like using profanity.
Yeah, they hate that word.
That's a cuss word.
It's like using profanity.
They hate that word.
See, a wise man said that what we have to understand is other races outside of black women are training their women
exactly
to appreciate black men.
Yeah.
So I've dated a white woman. She was into every sport I was into. She knew names. She knew plays. What you
caught you off guard?
She caught me off guard. She knew types of food I like. She knew sauces, everything, and she was able to cater to me in a way at the beginning that I wasn't even used to.
Wasn't ready for you,
man. And she played video games. She did all of this, and I'm just like, I heard a man say, Kevin Samuels, by the way, he said they're being trained to cater to black men specifically. That's why you see a lot of athletes and stuff like that.
Couples?
Yeah, interracial couples.
Question. I love what you just said. You said they're being trained to do what now?
To cater to black men.
Okay.
Let's not use trained. We're gonna say groomed.
Groomed. Okay. Thank you.
Being groomed.
Okay.
Trained is the bad word too.
Okay. How are black women and black men being groomed? But in this case, because we're talking about women, how are black women being groomed?
Independence.
Being groomed to not need
Independence.
And it's showing. What you say?
Yeah.
So the way they're being groomed is working.
I had a woman tell me, black. I asked her, if I'm coming over, do I need to bring food? Are you cooking? And as soon as I said, are you cooking? She said, are you my husband? And I'm like, no, I'm not. I am not your husband, but I would at least like, for you to, cater to me. If I'm coming to see you, cater to me. You know what I'm saying?
So women like to challenge and say that, well, you might not be worth it. So then my question is, if a man is not worth it, and I asked the question,
simple meal.
A cookie may not be worth it if I put a ring on it. I can put a ring on it,
and
it might not even be.
Yeah, it might not even be good. You might not even want to have a boiled egg. Woman,
hot pie. That's how we get.
I don't want a frozen dinner.
Frito pie.
Banquet.
Right. So I asked the ladies this question, and I want to know what your opinion is on this. I said, if men are trash, and most men, especially in the black community, only know their mothers, then who raised this trash? And are you raising trash for the next generation? Assuming the narrative is actually true. I don't agree that all men are trash. I don't think that's true. But I can understand if they're going through a lot of heartache and they're going through a lot of situations. Is it that the guys in your community are trash because of that particular community and the way the mentality is of that community? Or is it just all men are trash, or are you just a poor decision maker? Or maybe are some of the things that you're doing making a guy kind of not look at you and value you anymore? What are your thoughts on that?
I feel like they all coincide with each other. And all goes hand in hand. It could be the women making bad decisions. It could be the men treating women like trash and getting away with it. I mean, it's all one big bowl of.
Okay, so then, I've asked this question before, and I love this here. I believe that women set the standard, and they have more power than they think they do. And I really believe that a lot of the things that we see today in this world are because women deemed it so. Now, what do I mean by that?
They stopped demanding respect.
Perfect. And that's exactly what I mean. So I said to myself, a group of men, let's say there's a group of men, then they're at a bar, they're at a club, and they want to talk to a particular woman. If that woman determines that to talk to me, you have to be dressed a certain way, you got to smell nice, you got to brush your teeth, you got to make sure you take a bath, can't be funky, can't be this, can't be that. If they set a particular standard and you can't talk to me crazy, right? Then that man has to abide by those rules because he wants that woman.
Right.
So if she says, I want a man who wears a suit, all the men are going to go get suited up.
Yeah, quick.
But whenever you have a guy who comes to you and he's talking to you crazy, like he's a rapper, he's talking to you all types of way, you get mad at him, when in actuality, in my opinion, I've always felt that women shouldn't get mad at him. They should get mad at the women that it's worked on. See, because he's only doing what's worked.
Exactly.
He doesn't do what doesn't work. He's talking to you like this because it's worked with the women in the past. So when he calls you out or says certain things to you, it's because a standard has been set. And I believe that women set the standard for the way things are now. So a lot of guys, we want to go get money and do this and do that, mainly because that a standard has been set by women. Right. So now all women want 1%, 2% of the men, which are rappers, athletes, or six-figure guys. And all the men have to look and try to emulate this the best way they can, faking it so they make it type thing. You don't care about the nice car. You're getting it because that's what she want to see. Right? So do you believe that women set the tone? And if they are, and if they do, are they setting the right standards?
I believe that. believe that women have more power than they think.
Right.
It's like from youth, boys are in the race to impress the girls. So, say for instance, Ross got this gold chain on, right? Shorty love the gold chain.
Right.
Guess what? I'm going home and telling mama, you gotta give me the gold chain. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
She like that.
Yeah.
You know? So we're in a race to, to compete for this woman, and we're only doing it because we know what she likes. So when we find out what she likes, then we go, it's like we're determined to be that. So when most guys see, what's portrayed on TV and what's getting the women that they're attracted to, it's like, damn, bro, I need to do that right there, you know what I'm saying? He got him a baddie. But really, in all actuality, it's not really worth it.
So at the end of the day, guys, is Kevin Samuels and guys like Kevin Samuels, are they telling the uncomfortable truth?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because it's
like
not
you said, a lot of women they're always getting told what they want to hear.
Exactly.
In this society, like he telling them harsh reality, the truth.
It's not sugar-coated. It's not fabricated. It's real.
But it's like that with men and women.
You're right, and I think a lot of people forget he's harsh on men too. I've seen him
tear them apart.
destroy some men.
Yeah, but they don't post that stuff.
They don't post that. Right. It's not given attention.
What is the difference? What is the difference between the women that you will sleep with versus the women that you would marry?
It's a big difference.
And be careful with your answer here, because the ladies are watching, and I want the ladies to actually understand your point of view uninterrupted.
This is me. And I'm not saying just because a woman is dressed a certain way, I'm not saying that, but when I go out, I'm looking for the woman that's being near naked. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, okay, that's the one I want. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying it's gonna be easy, but 9 times out of 10, I know I'm gonna get that, right? Mm-hmm. Well, a person that I want to marry, to be honest with you, I'm not gonna want them dressed that way. Yeah. I'm not gonna want them half naked on social media, this, that, and the third. I want them to, I'm not saying they don't respect themselves if they dress half naked, but I just don't want the whole world seeing it. I can't take you home to my mother if you dress this way. You know what I'm saying? I can't take you around my family. So that's the difference with me. Somebody I'm just trying to hit, and someone I'm just trying to marry.
Okay, Ross.
The woman that I'm trying to marry dresses weird nowadays. So,
she got the librarian look.
Pretty much.
I like that.
The glasses, and she's covering up. She's not saying she
got
can't
the
do it.
button-up shirt.
Yeah, she's looking weird. But the woman that I want to sleep with, I see the dress fits the body. I see all the curves and everything. I see the tattoos. I see the aggressiveness and what she got to be aggressive too.
Sex appeal.
Yeah, and she got to own it. She knows she can get him to do what she wants. I'm like, okay, you got me. I don't think I can marry that woman because I tried and it just didn't work. And so, yeah.
Okay.
Catering?
Yeah.
For me, it's not even about looks. It's initial interaction. When we first interact with each other and you lead, like your first approach to me is a sexual approach, it's how I'm forever view you. First impression. If my first impression of you is, oh, she want the D, you can't upgrade from there. You stay there. You don't move from there. I will never look at you any different. You cannot catch feelings after that. And no promotion. No promotion. You can't catch feelings after that.
You guys should make a T-shirt that says no promotion.
You know what? I like that. Yeah, you cannot. You can't expect for me to have feelings for you after that because all we are is sex. That's it. You come through, boom boom pow. I holla at you next time. But for the woman who actually approaches me and we have good dialogue, nice conversation, you know, there's some, you know, some substance in what she's talking about. Yeah. That's the girl I'm gonna try to marry.
And even if it comes with sex,
and if it comes with sex, then that's just a plus.
Because you not really.
But then again, it's a lot of games being played these days. The books these women are reading, like they know the game. You know what I'm saying? They can be on some 90 days. Oh, we not having sex and still be playing.
Man,
some of those books are trash.
I mean, I feel like at that point you playing with your own, you know, time at this point. Because that's time you can't get back. So if you want to do all that and play them games, and that, I mean, that's cool. Do that. That's what's working for you. But once I'm uninterested, I'm just uninterested.
So now, do we judge women based upon the way they're dressed? And if we do, is it fair? So you have a conscious decision as a lady. You're at home. You know exactly what you're putting on. And you know the attention you're going to get. And I think sometimes women want that validation, but they may get frustrated if you try to talk to them too much, or they may if you try to come at them in a particular type of manner. Is that fair that they say, well, you shouldn't judge me because I'm dressed like this? Would you? And let me wrap this up here really quick. If somebody's wearing a coat, a white coat, and they got the doctor the stethoscope on their over their neck, and they got the scrubs on, and you see someone's injured, is it fair for us to run to them for help based upon their attire?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's right. So is it fair if we judge women that are dressed a certain kind of way in the same manner? Just by looks, you're not thinking. You just see someone and you're like,
okay, oh. I'm gonna be honest. Me as a man, because we all being transparent on here. We're not lying.
No.
Be honest. As a man, when I see that, that's the first thing I'm gonna think. You know, I may be wrong for thinking like that. I don't know, but when I see that, I'm gonna automatically think, you know, oh, okay, maybe, you know, I'm not gonna go further detail. But yeah, that's just me. So I can't speak for nobody.
I'm gonna value her based on how she values herself.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
So if she's got a tight dress on, her breasts are hanging out, it's showing everything. What do you think she's thinking? What is it that in your mind she's trying to get by putting that on?
I'm thinking.
And coming out of the house.
It has to be attention.
It has to be.
Yeah.
Or she just
to a certain. I feel like 90% of it is attention. The other 10% is just for herself.
So would you say that she really lacks self-confidence then? Do you think a confident woman doesn't necessarily have to dress like that?
No.
I don't think I ain't gonna say confident. I'm gonna say,
well, I need you to validate me for me to feel good about myself. Because if a group of girls are sitting together, but one girl gets more attention than the other, they don't like that.
That goes back to what he said. Okay. She knows she's fine. So some girls don't need the validation. They know it. They look in the mirror and they say, "Damn," you know what I'm saying? They know it.
Okay, so but now when you put a certain thing on and you walk out of the house, you want to control how men come up to you, what they say and how they say it, but you have a dress that speaks its own language.
Yeah.
And you have a body, and you know there's different body shapes.
True.
So how does a man know what's a problem? Like, I don't know the signals you're sending me.
You don't know. You don't know.
So it's like
I say play it safe. Don't say nothing.
Is it like a stripper that wants to be respected and doesn't want to be talked to a certain way? But I'm like, everybody, it's a culture in how we look at strippers when we're inside a strip club. So, you know, if you want to be treated a certain way, then you have, I think you have to look that way maybe. I don't know. Because if I walk through a mall and I have a Coach bag in my hand and I have some slacks and some nice Stacey Adams shoes or something like that, and a shirt, and I got my accessories looking right and I'm looking good, I think I'm going to be approached by a lot of women.
Okay, and I love that you've said that. Are you now approached by women different? So there's different types of women. The way you dress, is it going to bring in a particular type of woman?
Yes.
Hell yes.
Yes.
Okay.
You know what's funny? You can also correlate that to when you're going in for an interview.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So if you come in there sagging, you know, hair all messed up, they gonna judge you.
So
That's just our human nature.
So we are judged by how we dress. So now the way you dress, is it speaking for you in a sense? Are you? Is it you're making a statement with clothing you put on?
Because you know, communication is nonverbal.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the product, so I dress myself, and I'm presenting that product out to the world. So I want to be looked at and respected. So I need to present myself as
yeah. Like if you was like, this phone just came out and you got to show it to the public, you know, you just dressed all kind of way. They probably ain't gonna buy that phone. Right. They go like, man, this dude ain't serious, you know.
So I know there's been conversation about the bonnets and this and that as we're talking about appearance right now. Mm-hmm. How do you feel about women who step outside of their house with bonnets and they're at the Walmarts? So I like to call it bonnets and PJs, and I know you've all seen it.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts whenever you see this?
You just too damn comfortable.
Would you let your lady step out of the house?
Nah, you gotta take that bonnet out.
Yeah.
But the pajamas can stay.
Now if we rushing and you covered up, I mean, I'm just glad you covered up, you know. But that bonnet got to come off your head.
But what about when they say, "Well, my hair's not done," and this and that, and
that means we trying to leave. I gotta go do my hair real quick.
Is it ever look? Let's put it straight. Is it ever acceptable to put a bonnet on your on your head and walk outside of the house? Is it ever acceptable?
I don't feel any type of way.
Yeah, I don't have a problem.
I don't really care. Like
it's like the new norm.
Yeah, that's the norm. Just like that, because they gonna mention, oh, well, y'all wear do-rags. That they're gonna mention that.
Okay, look. Well, let's throw that on. Do you feel that? Do you feel that that's okay?
I think so. Me personally, I don't. You know, I mean, I ain't gonna lie. I'll be wearing my do-rag out all the time. You know, if my hair ain't cut, you know, I ain't tripping.
So now, is it okay for a man to have a bonnet on his head? Because that's happening now too. Because you're saying it's a new normal. Everything's about to become the new normal. Well, there's no more standards. Is it okay for a man to have a bonnet on his head?
Not this man, but
yeah, I ain't doing that.
If you want to do that, that's his.
That's his.
I'm not gonna do that.
So in short, you guys are saying maybe not the best look, but do your thing.
Yeah, that's how I feel. Yeah.
So y'all wouldn't do it. But
I wouldn't do it.
To each his own. Everybody
else.
else.
You know, no judgment over here.
Okay.